you realize that a corporate didn't work for you.
Yeah.
What's life like after? Like, what is the process in terms of, do you feel like there's a lot more to life after skipping that 9 to 5 sort of mentality?
Yeah. Right. I think you said this thing about acceptance. Acceptance after change is a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
And change is uncomfortable. So I think it's how much you want to make peace with the fact that something has happened to you. Sometimes you make things happen, sometimes things happen to you, and somewhere you kind of have to accept both. For me, I think I knew that I didn't want to continue my professional journey being at a big company. Nothing wrong with that. I know there's a lot of people who prefer the stability, who prefer the constant source of income and like going up the ladder, which is good for them. For me, what was the driving factor was that I knew there's more. There's more that I have to offer. There's more potential that I haven't even started to, exploit. And it's at the end of the day, what do you wake up feeling excited to do? And I think for me, it was like I want to do something on my own, like everybody else. You have your own company at some point in your time, or maybe join somebody else's vision. And between now and then, there's a lot of work you need to do. So I kind of sat down with myself. I was like, you know what? Companies all across the world are laying people off, and there could be any time now. I knew I was finishing 3 years. It wasn't easy to close down life there because, being in London is fun, but the fun doesn't feel fun when you're not really happy with what you're doing on a daily basis. And you're not even then excited to live for the weekends. So what is it that you're doing in that country paying so much rent and being away from family? And so when I moved back, I think it wasn't a straightforward path. I was applying for my MBA. I finished my applications. I knew I wanted to travel without having to worry about how many leaves I've got left. And there's busy period and I need to be unstable and have my laptop on me all the time. So now having done all of that and having had those conversations that I was referring to earlier, I think I know I'm in a lot more of a happier space. I don't have it figured out, but internally I'm at peace with the fact that this is where I'm at in my life. And for the first time, it feels like it's okay to not know, and you will figure it out. Maybe not in the next month or so, but eventually. And in terms of that self-correcting thing that you were talking about, you don't know that's happening to you when it's happening to you. So for me, you mentioned this thing about being in your comfort zone, and so I was in a long-term relationship that didn't work out, and then life has been different since. But if anything, I'm glad for the way things have worked out. I'm in a lot more, I think I'm a lot happier mentally, because when you're not feeling good with somebody, when you're not feeling good in a certain role or in a certain company, you kind of need to plan out your exit strategy. Or that will happen to you at some point. And it was a mix of both. And now having to restart at 24 is not the end of the world. People have done it. People have had much harder journeys. So intrinsically, I feel like people have their own thresholds and their own bandwidths of dealing with things. For me, I don't want to say it was easy, but I was thankful for the few people that I had, who kind of, had my back quite literally when I needed them to. And that's when I also felt like it's okay to ask for help and tell people that you're not really doing the best, for whatever reason. You can't always be best at everything, and you can't always, I think to break that image of your own self in your head that you're always good and you've always had it figured out was hard. But here I am. So
I think more power to you.